A developing story on two fronts from the Gaza Strip to the West Bank. In Gaza, protests at two locations along the border. The Israeli military says shots were fired at three protesters after they didn't heed warning shots fired in the air. The Gaza Health Ministry says a 16-year-old was killed and three others wounded.
And in the West Bank, a confrontation between settlers and Palestinians in two villages. There, the Health Ministry says a 17-year-old Palestinian died after being wounded in the head. Well, for more on this story.
Right, this disturbance, let's say, is so far dispersed now. We're talking about earlier on this evening, a certain riot developed here when an IDF force that was actually taking part in searches for the perpetrators of Tuesday's attack near the village of Burin here, not far away from where we're standing. This IDF force then encountered a group of Palestinian rock throwers. The IDF force then responded, according to the army, with gunfire aimed at the main instigators, of one person indeed being shot. And we understand that youth, around 17 years old, was pronounced dead by the Gazan Health Ministry. Since then, the riot has come to an end, and it's fairly peaceful for now. But this tells you something about the level of tension and indeed violence here in this area, very close to where that attack occurred just 2 days ago.
Shai, what more can you tell us about who was actually involved? We understand there were Jewish settlers in that area that approached those villages. Is that right?
Right. I'm not sure about the accuracy of those reports. The Army saying that this was a certain altercation between an IDF force itself, that, as I said, was looking or was conducting an operation in the context of the search for the perpetrators of the attack Tuesday, and that this force itself, this IDF force, encountered a group of Palestinian rock throwers. There was no mention of any role being played by settlers, though perhaps Palestinian media has a different version of events. In any case, I don't see any particular disturbance at the moment by either settlers or involving any sort of Israeli army patrol. There certainly is an Israeli army presence here. You can see behind us as well. The forces here present at different locations and checkpoints. We're very close to this Palestinian city of Nablus. There's a lot of friction in this area, relatively, when you talk about the West Bank, between Israeli settlers and Palestinian locals as well. So sometimes it does erupt like it did today.